So as you can see, Smolarek got one of the goals using the Polish player. We also got ourselves one done with Zico using the Brazilian cam. They both came off the bench as substitutes. With Socrates, we got both done. With King Kenny, we got both done. With the Baresi one, also both done. And of course, with Maradona, we got 1 out of 40. This is going to be one of the teams you can use to complete all of the silver icons at the same time, including the 2 cams. Now, this one's a little bit interesting because it says preferred only cam, which is going to be CC here. But I can't find an Argentinian with cam only, so we're going to see if that counts. But if not, we're going to show you. Now, let's head over to these silver icons quickly. Now, this is the one I'm talking about. So, you can either go ahead and score in 65 separate matches using an Argentinian cam, but it says only preferred positions, so it means you can't play others. There isn't an Argentinian player that can do that from what I've looked on Footbin and stuff. So you're going to have to do the win 40 matches with 6 Argentinians. That being said, the Baresi one's very easy. It's either play 25 or win 20 with 2 Italian defenders, which we've got done. We've got ourselves the King Kenny, which is score in 50 separate matches using a striker, or have 2 Scottish players. That one's completely down to you can tick these both off at the same time. I'm going to show you how. Then we have the Doctor, which is Socrates. We either have 2 silvers in your starting 11, or have 1 Brazilian midfielder. I'll go for the 1 Brazilian midfielder because it's 30 matches. It's less than 35. Zico is the other one. Now we have either 5 Brazilians to win 30, or we have score in separate matches with a Brazilian cam. Now, that is then going to leave us with the engine, which is obviously going to be Smolarek. This was either using a Polish player in your squad or having 2 Polish players in your 11. Now, there are several ways you can do this. I recommend going ahead, as of right now, going into squad battles. If there's a new method that comes out, I will do this on this channel. So make sure you like, subscribe, and all that stuff like that, basically, to make sure you don't miss out. Now, we got ourselves the 2 Scottish players, but I could swap one out. And I could definitely put in a silver Scottish player. And that's going to tick off the Socrates one as well, right? So I could go to Scotland and then have a look what silver players I have available. And we could just go ahead and drop this guy in here, for example. So they're the 2 silvers done. We've got ourselves the Brazilian midfield at the moment, which is going to be this Casina, I think his name's pronounced. But I think Rodrigo or Rafinha count as a left mid, right mid. But I can't guarantee that because EA are EA. So I could take these guys out, right? And then they're gone. We have our 2 Italian defenders, being Zambrotta and, of course, Bastoni. And then we have ourselves the score of a Polish player or striker. Now, these don't need to be in your starting 11, so you could actually take them out and put them on the bench, which means then we have 6 positions available, which could be for the Argentinians. So this is how you're going to tick all of them off at the same time. So going over to Argentina, I'm just going to go fill in the squad now. So as it stands, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Argentinians. 2 Scottish players that also count as silvers, 1 Brazilian midfielder, and then again 2 Italian defenders. So it ticks off all of them. Now, for Smolarek and, of course, the Zico, you could go for 1 player that's a cam. I've got CC, so I'm very lucky with that. I'm sure there's other players you can use. And Lewandowski, because he's Polish and a striker. So these can come off the bench. And we are going to go ahead and show you that in-game, but I just want to go back to the objective just to double-check and show you. So we have got ourselves the 6 Argentinians. We get that done in 40 matches. We've got ourselves the 2 Italian defenders, which we get done in 20 matches. We then have King Kenny, which is either have 2 Scottish players or score of a striker. We can get both of those done with the method we said. We've got ourselves 2 Scottish players. The Doctor is either have 2 silvers in your team and assist a goal, which we've got 2 silvers in, or have 1 Brazilian midfielder. So again, we're ticking both of those off, but you can only have to do 1 of them. So 30 matches. Then we have the Zico, which is either have 5 Brazilians, which we can't do. We do have a cam, which it doesn't say it has to be in your starting 11. It just says you need to score with a cam, which is CC. And then we have the engine, which is either scoring 30 separate matches using a Polish player, which is our Lewandowski, or have 2 Polish players in your starting 11. So we're going to get this done in 30 games. And we are going to head over with this team and go into squad battles and explain exactly what you want to do. So we're going to go into semi-pro using this team. And then as soon as the game starts, we are going to bring on Lewandowski and we are going to bring on CC and get the goals with those 2 players. So let's go ahead and get into the game and get those goals. So the game's about to kick off. So that's the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and make the substitutions. Now you can do 1 at a time or you can do both. It's completely down to you. I'm going to do both. So I've got Cam and I've got Striker there both on. And we are just going to go ahead and once the ball goes out, get that done. So of course we want to go ahead and get our assist, which is just going to be essentially waiting for one of our attackers to run through or midfielders to run through. And we're just going to wait a little bit longer. And there is our first goal. So there we go. We've got a goal or an assist. We've got the assist that we need to get ticked off. And now Lewandowski's come on and Cici's come on. So our Polish player / striker and, of course, our cam. So we've got to get a goal with both of those now. That's our next step. So we're going to just send Cici on that run and basically get ourselves those goals. So we'll be back once I get the goal with either one of those 2 players that we mentioned. Right, Cici's through. Shot across goal, and there's our goal with our only cam. So there is one goal towards Zico. Now we just got to go ahead and get that goal with Lewandowski. So let's go ahead and do that now. Lewandowski running through. There's a finesse. And now we've ticked off all of them. So all we need to do now is just go ahead and finish the rest of the game. So I'll be back once the game is finished. I'm probably going to get 5 goals just to maximize the squad battle points. But that's not really relevant whether you need that or not. So I'll meet you back once that is done. We've gone ahead and won that game with all the objectives ticked off that we wanted to complete. We got the goal with Lewandowski with the Polish player and striker. We got the goal with CC, the cam from Brazil. And we got the 6 Argentinians, the 2 Scottish, and the 2 Italian defenders. So let's go back over to the objectives and show you what we ticked off in that one game. So as you can see, NaNNiK got one of the goals using the Polish player. We also got ourselves one done with Zico using the Brazilian cam. They both came off the bench as substitutes. With Socrates, we got both done. With King Kenny, we got both done. With the Baresi one, also both done. And of course, with Maradona, we got 1 out of 40. So that's going to be the best way to do it. Now, what I recommend you do, especially with the Zico ones, it's going to take you the most games, is don't be scared to do this in live events. Just remember to put that same player on your bench every single time, if not in your starting 11, and just get that goal every single game. You'll be surprised how quick that goes. The only one that's going to take you the longest if you don't have a full Argentinian team is Maradona, but that is going to be the quickest way. Now, you can definitely do this in other game modes that are available. Just have a look at the requirements to get that done. But I like to do it in squad battles because it's just nice and easy and no stress about it whatsoever. So have a look into that. Any more questions, please comment down below. And if you're new to the channel, smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.